Aloha mai kako, everyone. That's kind of redundant because kako already means everyone. Aloha mai kako. This is the first Daily Hawaiian podcast that I'm recording for. I don't know if it's gonna be the first episode. I might delete this. If it's not good or anything, but I don't know, this is literally, I sat down at my kelapona, hit record on voice memos, and I just wanted to start talking. It's not gonna be for long. I literally have back-to-back classes that I gotta teach tomorrow for my Olelo Hawaii online classes, which, by the way, it's been really busy, and I'm really grateful for that. And there's a ton of people, especially in the Hawaiian community, that really took a liking to the content that's on the Instagram page mainly, and just out of the blue, I started this whole thing just wanting to practice my olelo. My intentions for starting this page is purely selfish. Of course, I wanted to perpetuate the language, but I know there was some weaknesses in my olelo that I kind of sat down. I was just realizing, let me just start at the very, very beginning. No matter how far I'm into my olelo journey, let me just start at the beginning, from the very first word that everyone knows, aloha, which is why you see on the Instagram page and just any of the Daily Hawaiian stuff, if you see at the very, very beginning, it's the first word that I recorded was the word aloha, and that set everything off. Said aloha, and then I said pehea oi, and then it just grew from there. So I had no sort of desire for the page to blow up one day or become this hugely popular thing. I just wanted to just speak olelo, relearn the language from the ground up, and then all of a sudden, all these people from across the world, not only in Hawaii. I thought it was just gonna be within the parameters of my islands at the very most, but it just went across the United States. It went across the pond, all the way into Ireland and Germany, and just people really took a liking to it. It still confuses me to this day, because there's literally a million other olelo Hawaii, kumu olelo Hawaii was so much better than I am, and are more succinct in their olelo and more skilled, and it's just here I am, just a regular old Kanaka, and so it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I'm trying to grasp some semblance of understanding as to why people gravitate towards daily Hawaiian. But yeah, it's just been a real journey. There's people, like, I didn't even plan on teaching private lessons. It was, I mentioned earlier, my content reached all the way to Germany, and literally the first person who wanted to take a private lesson was from Germany. She asked me, "Oh, do you do online private lessons?" And she was like, I would be so interested. And then I was like, I do private lessons in person, but I didn't even know teaching online existed, especially in Poʻalua, Hawaii. But I was like, I gotta be honest, it's gonna be the first time I ever taught online, but I'll help in any way I can. And she just was so like patient and so supportive and willing to learn and grow with me, and it's been really cool. And then I was like, what if I put it out there, like to see if anyone else would be interested in taking private classes with me. So I put it on my story and said, hey, I'm thinking of doing more private lessons. Who'd be interested? And then literally just a ton of people were like, oh my God, I don't know, I didn't know you did private lessons. And then they were like, let's schedule a class. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? So that happened, and now it's just, my week has just been scheduling and finding available times for as much people as I can. It's been a roller coaster, and I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. But I'm learning a lot. Just today, that German student learning Hawaiian language, we just had this really incredible talk after our lesson of just like life and philosophy, and I'm like, I was just, the entire time I was just amazed, like, damn, you are like light years smarter than me. Like, your wisdom is off the charts, and I get to learn from you just by teaching you Hawaiian, like my culture, my language. And I kind of like mentioned to her, I was just like, I'm like, I'm definitely not the best, like, to teach Hawaiian language. Like, there's like a ton of other people out there who's like really good, but like, I don't know, just, what do you think about just being afraid to make mistakes and all that stuff, and then just talking about like all of my what I think about on a day-to-day teaching Olelo Hawaii. And she said so many things that sort of put my mind at ease. Like, she was saying like stuff like, you're like, all you have to do is just try, and you're human and you make mistakes, and I love when I make mistakes, she said, because I can turn all of my mistakes into lessons. And she was saying all these things, and I was like, God, it makes so much sense. Why couldn't I see that on my own? So that was really cool. So the little secret that I don't tell any of my students as well is just I actually hate teaching. Like there's been people in the past who want to learn music from me, because I started out playing music and ever since I was a little kid, and my good friends always asked me if I could teach them like how to play drums, how to play ukulele and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. And then after each lesson, they tell me, like, why the hell aren't you a teacher? Like, why are you, like, you have so many great ways to, like, get the lesson through the other student. Like, why aren't you utilizing this? And I was like, because I hate teaching. I hate prepping for the lesson. I hate like worrying about if the other person is gonna understand the way that I'm teaching the lesson. I hate that feeling of going to bed at night and just being like, God, I hope this lesson plan that I made today is good enough and stuff. It's like an obsession of wanting to do good rather than loving the actual craft of teaching. So that's what I don't really tell my students. But what I realized, especially with teaching Hawaiian language, is that there's some things that you can't sort of leave untaught, like especially with Hawaiian language. It's like if I would have to teach like 1,000,000 lessons to a bunch of people, if it meant that the Hawaiian language was gonna live and breathe again one day, then I teach until like my lungs gave out, So it's not so much that I love teaching Hawaiian, or it's not so much that I love teaching in general. It's just the fact that I want the language to live on. And I'm willing to do things that I despise in order to bring that reality, or make that dream a reality of having the language come back to life. But I'm rambling right now. I gotta go to sleep. I got an early morning lesson that I gotta teach. So, and I'm rubbing my eyes because today it was just a really busy day. Just lesson planning and doing the actual lesson. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey so far. Hopefully it gets easier. But even if it stays the same, or even if it gets worse, as long as the language is being used more and more, then I'll be happy. But that's it. That's hopefully that's good enough for the first podcast. It's literally 12:48 at night. I just got done lesson planning, and what is today? I don't even know what today is. Today is the 6th of Tuesday, 2021. But that's it. I don't know if anyone's going to listen to this, but if you are, mahalo for listening, and ahui ho.